Good morning. Well, I think it's more or less 4 o'clock. You are in Ljubljana. I'm not. You are sometimes online. I'm also online. And first of all, welcome everybody. I'm terribly sorry not to be with you today and not to be joining this wonderful seminar. And especially, I do regret not hearing people in my panel, but I think I have kind of the excuse. So right now, now on Wednesday, 13th of March, the member of the committee to assess the applicants, the candidates for the position of the director for the School of Judges and Prosecutors in Poland. We have the National School. We have the committee consisting of amazing legal professionals. Among them, there is Igor Tuleja. There is also Judge Wyrzykowski from the Constitutional Tribunal. So yeah, and me also. So just from the moment that I was in the independent think tank, I'm kind of, the establishment person and just the person being also recognized as the friend of the Minister of Justice. So sorry for that, and I really do regret, not seeing you in person, not meeting you today in Ljubljana, even online. So the topic of my presentation, very short one, but I hope I will just try to provoke you maybe, is the judge's presence on Twitter in times of constitutional breakdown. But there's also another title. So what we've got here is a failure to communicate. Also, what I've got here is a failure to change a slide. But no, yeah, I did it. So yeah, so starting first from the quotation, from the quote, sorry. Yeah, the cold hand look. So, probably you know the movie. We are having Paul Newman here, and he was the person, well, of look, prisoner in a Florida prison camp, and he was really refusing all the time to submit to the system. And just to make it straight, well, I'm not saying that we have all looks in Polish judiciary, but some of them, like for mentioned Igor or Paweł or Waldek or Paweł Juszczyszyn with very different surname, they show a bit of qualities and character of look. So yeah, and what we've got here is a failure to communicate. You can also hear it in the Guns N' Roses song named Civil War. So what I'm saying is that sometimes this Twitter messages, this Twitter statements, this Twitter discussions may lead to failure to communicate. Okay, so what I will start with is my social media history, so the kind of introduction. Then, because I feel sometimes I'm on TV, I'm on screen, so we will have the breaking news about restoration of the rule of law in Poland. Then I will just very briefly say about normative background, the provisions and recommendations that are present in, let's say, this kind of environment that is devoted to the freedom of expression of judges, freedom of speech especially, and just freedom or the lack of freedom on social media, in the let's say the websites, and just being online. So is it free or is it not? Then I will show very briefly some examples of judges' activities on Twitter, and also some disciplinary proceedings against one judge, also taking place on Twitter, because we have the commissioners of this disciplinary commissioners for judges being very active on Twitter, not being very active, let's say, in the courtrooms, but they were mainly active on Twitter. And then I will also share with you some conclusions from Polish workshops, and also I will share with you my own conclusion after this 4+5 active years. I will explain it later. So yeah, just starting with the disclaimer also. So the presenter materials are real examples of Polish judges' activities in social media. And I will use the name of Twitter. I'm not used to the X name. Okay, so starting from my story. I'm a former Polish judge. For those of you who doesn't know me, I hope for all of you doesn't know me. I used to be a court president, the court, quite a big court in Katowice, that's in Upper Silesia, so quite a big court with 50 judges. And I was thinking about using the communication, like kind of the modern communication, especially being present on Twitter, trying to interact on Twitter, on Facebook. Well, I must confess, we haven't the account of the court on Instagram, neither on TikTok, and I hope it's being continued by the person that became the court president after me. I left the judiciary in 2019, so it's been 5 years that I'm independent person, more independent than the judge could be. Okay, and so I used to believe that the social media are really essential in the court communication or even in the communication of judiciary, that it's very powerful tool that is also very fast, that it can be active, and that we can make a good use of it. But now I'm having doubts. And also just, as a person being online, so just follow me on Twitter. There's my account, so just follow me. It's blue, so follow me on Twitter, guys. But why do I have doubts? I will try also to present it in my presentation. So the grounds for my doubts. And now some breaking news. So we are quite happy, as you can see. So we have the election, the parliamentary election in October 15th of 2023. So we are having the Democratic Coalition. They formed the government and they are pro-European. They also declared to restore the rule of law, to fix all the system, to fix all the constitutional breaks, fuses, and so on and so forth, so just to have the checks and balance system again. And of course, the return to EU values. So Mr. Donald Tusk is quite present in Brussels, is quite present everywhere, also present in Poland. And what was also important, so just before the election, in June 2019, we were having like the Congress of Polish Lawyers. And during the Congress, it was organized by the barristers, by the solicitors, by Justitia, so the Association of Polish Judges, and also by the Association of Polish Prosecutors, Lex Super Omnia. And it was kind of let's say, the end of such a part of history, or just kind of the term. So June 2019, just before the elections. And it was the Congress of Polish Lawyers taking place in Gdańsk. And during this Congress, so the first, let's say, very early draft laws about restoring the rule of law, but also just quite precise, because like we were having the 5 draft laws, while the main idea was let's build the modern judiciary. So there are the draft laws on Constitutional Court, on National Council of Judiciary, of the Ordinary Court, of the Prosecution's Office, and on Supreme Court. So we were having like the pack of 5 draft laws. The draft laws were prepared not only by judges, but also by the NGOs, and they were also earlier, they were presented like the part of the agreement for the rule of law. And just during this agreement of the rule of law, we had judges, but we have also politicians, and we have also NGOs. So that's just to show you the coalition, quite important and interesting. We are having judges also in kind of the coalition with the political allies, let's say. And who's the Minister of Justice? Adam Bodnar. So he's the former ombudsman, human rights defender, and the person, I hope, quite well known in Europe, especially in our part of Europe. He was the member of Helsinki Committee also in Poland, and the activist and the lawyer. So now he's the Minister of Justice. So Poland is restoring the rule of law. And what's going on Twitter? We have tweets from judges. And those are, let's say, the judges, and especially one judge. So we have Justitia also, but we have just one judge, Piotr Gonciarek. He was quite active also during the constitutional crisis. And so what's his writing, and also what's the position of Justitia? Well, the action must be determined. We need to know what the plan is, writes Judge Piotr Gonciarek. Or we know, so we, the Association of Judges, we know how to comprehensively repair the damage caused by the illegal activities of the National Council of Justice and the adjudication of neo-judges without harming the rights and interests of citizens. You have also the timeline. So it's February 24th, it's March 1st, it's March 6th. Well, it's also like Kraków, Warszawa, wspólna sprawa. So the minister, he just managed to, he's on his office from 13th of December. It's 3 months. So now he just dismissed the presidents of the court in Krakow, but he didn't do it in Warsaw. So what's judge doing? He's arguing the minister, let's do it. Yeah, we just want to know, what are you doing? What are the plans? What is the government doing? And so on and so forth. Everything is on Twitter. So we have also judges on Twitter. We still have judges on Twitter. Well, so why do I have doubts? Probably also because of it. Now, let's go back to some provisions. So from one of fundamental provisions that is still present in Polish legal environment. So the Code of Judicial Ethics for judges, catch 23. Unfortunately, it's not catch 22. But again, a judge should use social media with restraint. Is it with restraint? Well, just making some pressure over Ministry of Justice, is it the restraint? I don't know, but I'm just asking questions. Okay, so what are some quite popular and also the 10 commandments about the judges' presence in the social media that I totally agree with, that they were prepared by the Central and Eastern Central and Eastern European Legal Initiative, so the Silly Institute in Prague. So out of 10, well, especially in the situation, in this kind of turning point for Polish judiciary, the 3 are, I think, the most important ones. So just represent the judiciary well in all social media content, Avoid political and commercial comments. Well, they are definitely not commercial, but I think they are a bit political. And use social media to educate the public, definitely, just to educate the public. So my first questions are just very simple ones. So should judges' communication depend on the situation of the judiciary? So especially they are, well, entitled to be very vocal, to sometimes even use very strong language if there is a constitutional breakdown. And in this transition period that we are facing now in Poland, so what should be the proper expression? What should be the use of the social media by the judge? So again, we are having this Żurek, Waldemar Żurek judgment on just very recent one, the Danilet judgment, the Romanian judge. So, well, again, can a judge advocate specific changes in the law, support specific draft laws? Or can even the judges prepare the draft laws? Is it really, does it guarantee the impartiality? Is it not the conflict of interest? Like, I'm creating my legal system or my ecosystem. I'm drafting the law. I'm then using this law. I'm just obeying the law. I'm also critical towards this law. So, and there's also a question that I'm asking myself. I was asking myself during my time on this term as a court president. So, to what level should judges' actions be proactive, or even should they be proactive, or should they rather not remain silent, but sometimes remain passive. Some examples that I'm always showing and I'm always trying to comment. So yeah, now go back to the dark times of Polish constitutional breakdown. And that's the case of Judge Jaroslaw Ochocki. He was the former president of the court close to Poznań, and that was his reaction for the words of the President Duda, because we still have President Duda. And during his campaign before elections, President Duda was saying about all those black sheeps, about the judges that are communist, and we just need to get rid of judges, and so on. Yeah, you know the speech of the candidate for the presidential palace, especially in countries like Poland or Hungary. So you probably can imagine the words. And then we have a tweet of a judge, Mr. Duda, you are a bad man, a miserable president who is full of hatred in the name of his immediate and partisan political goals. You harm Poland, signature of the judge. Again, very complicated case, and it was not only the subject for the disciplinary procedure, but also for the criminal one, as the offense of the head of state. But yeah, we have the judge. Here is a very famous or infamous judge, Maciej Nawacki, and this picture shows his action during the meeting of judges, and they were having the position also condemning like the changes, the bad changes in judiciary. So he was the leader of the court, the president. Well, I don't know if the word leader fits, but okay, formal president of the court. And the judges during the meeting, they prepared also the resolution condemning the changes. So he took it and he tore it into parts, into the parts of papers. So now he's also the hero of the memes in internet, and now he's what he's doing. So he's like trying to tear the constitution of Poland. So that's the judge, and that's the real picture. But of course, it's been changed into the meme. And we were having also the Judge Nawacki that was advising Russians how to invade Ukraine, and that's something that I still can't understand, and I just can't read it. It's terrible. So he did it. Look at the day. So it's the morning, 6th of February 2022, and he's doing like the strategy for the Russian Federation how to invade Ukraine. He deleted those tweets, but nothing, gets lost in internet. It's 6th of February. So we also have such an examples of the tweets. Okay, and there's another judge backing Judge Nawacki very much, writing, he's a hero. Yeah, he's a hero. So the hero is Nawacki, not Juszczyszyn. So these are the examples, just very short, the list of the disciplinary proceedings against judges. So the Judge Ochocki, 1, Judge Olimpia Marańska-Małuszek, about 2 disciplinary proceedings, Waldemar Żurek, 13 disciplinary procedure, also for his presence in the media, for his statements, for his using the freedom of speech. Again, very shortly, we are having the former prosecutor, and this prosecutor was also the hero of one of the Strasbourg verdicts, because he was interrogating a woman in the ninth month of pregnancy. And there was a very short statement of Judge Olimpia Barańska-Małuszek, that the prosecutor, because he was to become a judge of the Supreme Court. So such a person, like the former prosecutor, the person who was inhumanly treating the person, the suspect. So he just got awarded. He just got promoted to the Supreme Court. So what happened? Well, we were just trying also to name and blame those people as a judge formerly. So we were just trying also to make the public opinion aware who are these people. And there was a very short and I think very constrained tweet from Olimpia. So prosecutor has no sufficient training and has violated human rights. That's all. what happened? This disciplinary procedure, and then of course the disciplinary procedure was discontinued. Sorry, because the ombudsman, or just the commissioner for the human for the disciplinary procedure for the judges, was not a body to submit a request for prosecution, but this judge Adam Roch. So he got appointed by President Andrzej Duda for the position of a judge of Supreme Court, this disciplinary chamber. He goes so become a president of this chamber. Now, some conclusions from the trial one seminars that we were having in the year 2020 in December. Well, so no, 2021, sorry. Again, it was the time that there were like a lot of disciplinary procedures. There were a lot of violation of this, let's say, freedom of expression for judges. So we were also thinking, and we were trying to solve this dilemma, trying to say probably the association can do more. Probably the judges also should be trained how to speak, how to assess the changes, how to present their positions also in social media and to the broader audience. Well, and there's still, I think, the open question if there is a duty to speak, or then how to execute this duty, or just how to express ourselves, our judicial selves, or just prosecutor's self on Twitter, on Facebook. So that's the open question. And now I'm just trying to share very shortly some conclusions from my experience. So 4 years as a judge during the times of the constitutional breakdown, and 5 years in NGO as an independent expert. So there's 4 + 5, and I'm still active on Twitter. I'm still active in social media, but I'm also trying to watch my friends, my judicial friends, and just trying sometimes to say, well, that's too much. That's probably too much, or just you are. I don't know if you are allowed to write. So it's been quite a long way. So I was promoting social media. I was promoting freedom of expression. I was active, but now I'm thinking probably we just need to stay a bit more cautious, a bit more constrained, and maybe from very active position, let's go to some neutral, not passive, but whatever. So first of all, I'm not sure whether Twitter is absolutely like the perfect social media tool for judges, for judiciary, because of the dynamics, because of the content, because of the language, because of the message that sometimes is being lost. Then I was thinking, well, so what about like having the Twitter as a spokesperson for the judiciary? I don't know if it's building the confidence. Again, I'm not sure. And just a very last and quite a very impressive statement. So I don't know whether the tool for crisis communication is sufficient, and it's to be used also in time when there is no crisis, or it's just a crisis communication. So maybe it was times in times for the crisis communication, also the crisis tool was perfect for us. So let me conclude with my doubt that I'm still not sure how judges should behave on social media, especially on this dynamic media like Twitter. Guys, thank you for your attention. Follow me on Twitter. I totally regret I will not join you during the discussion, but anyway, thanks a lot.